going on, guys? Welcome back to Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast Radio Show. Coming to you on this Saturday here, real fast before I head out the door. Hopefully hit up the track and field, get a little stadium kind of sprint session mixed in myself. And I feel bad for my homies on the polar vortex right now. It's about early February. You guys are dealing with negative 30 degrees plus the wind chill. It's rough. I feel for you. I lived through it for 23 some odd years, and it broke me, so I had to move obviously all the way out to the desert where it gets to be 110 in the summer. But you don't have to shovel sunshine, so that's why I live here. And so for you guys, I know it's rough, and it's about 65 here today and partly sunny, so that's about all I have to deal with. So my point is I'm taking my fitness outside of the gym, and I do think that's important. And I think if your fitness dies in the gym and it's only for sets and reps for you guys and only to look a certain way, I do think it is a waste of a gift that you truly do have. And it reminds me of this, and this is off topic, the Strength to Serve project that Jeremy Shore had started, and David Jack has facilitated a lot of it with us over the years. And basically what it is he takes fitness people like myself and maybe a group of 20 of us, right? And we've done this in Phoenix here, in South Phoenix, in the underserved communities where they don't have money and resources, and people kind of have forgotten about the communities and the people, more importantly. And we show up to like a playground, right? That's a complete dump. There's trash, there's shit everywhere. You got to move bricks and shovel and do so many different things. And we get probably a week's worth of work done that would cost $10,000. We do it in about 3 hours. Because we are the biggest, we are the fittest, we are the strongest, and we're taking what we've learned in the gym and we're applying that outside to the community, and that's what our gift is. And so for you guys, if you're training, I'm not saying you have to go volunteer your time, but you are bigger, you are stronger, you are faster, you do have more endurance, you do have better mobility, so you can do some of those things. But you can also just do it for fun, to bike and swim and hike and do things that you've trained this skill. Now you can go apply it to the outside world and explore places and go places and do things that other people who aren't as fit can't do. And you can also lend a helping hand to other people who maybe need it. So if it's, if you're in the polar vortex right now, shoveling your neighbor's driveways because you are fitter than them, mowing their lawn, helping them with the trash, helping them move things you've seen they struggle with. And that's why we do this. It's why we get fit. It's not to just, look like fucking rock stars. It's actually to take it and be helpful and do things that other people in your neighbors, maybe they're older or they just don't have the mobility and they're not as, they haven't put as much work in as you and they're not as gifted as you in terms of, being that fit. So I do think if your fitness dies in the gym, you're doing the world and yourself a huge disservice. So that's off topic completely. Today's podcast, you guys, we're talking about training like a girl. And I'm going to make this fast and quick. I'm not going to harp on it too much, but let me start by saying this. As I've done this over the years, I've received more negative comments and more hate and visceral shit than you guys probably ever will, and rightfully so. I'm not saying it's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for people to crush how I talk and how I use my hands when I speak, or the clothes I wear, or the fucking body parts I have that they don't like. It's not what I signed up for. But the more transparent you get in this life, and the bigger the platforms you get on, the more it's going to happen and come. And I don't feel bad for me. Don't send me a message, oh, Jeremy, I feel bad for you. Trust me. The people who crush me on the internet, I don't give a fuck, dude. I really don't care. We trade the funniest comments. We'll talk about it in the office here and make jokes, and I'll share a group text with our friends. But I don't take it personally, even though it is a personal attack. But the way I look at it is, these people are taking time out of their life to watch me. They know my name. They know what I do. They probably know where I live. They probably know 15 things about my personal life. And they consume my content. They've watched me on video. They took the time out of their life that they could have spent, with their friends and their family and their kids, or making money, or making their life better, or making the world a better place, to leave something negative on my shit that they know I'll see, to make me, hopefully, they want me to feel bad about myself or think I'm stupid or whatever the fuck it is. And that's fine. But you have to understand, they're watching my life. I'm not watching theirs. I don't know who they are, what the fuck goes on in their life, and I could give a shit. But yet they think I'm so important that they need to sit and watch me live my life and what I'm doing. So I know their shit's broken, so I don't take it personally. And I say that for you guys out there. If you're dealing with it, and I've talked about this before, just let it go, dude. You're winning and they're losing. That's all you need to know. So, and as I've done it over the years, I'm used to it between the bodybuilding.com platforms and the Men's Health, which is the worst of the worst. I saved some of the most comical ones on there. But as my stuff has grown over the last couple of years with the podcast and Instagram and YouTube and all this, which this is going to be on YouTube as well. You guys, if you want to watch these, we're filming a lot of the podcasts for YouTube, not all of them, but I'm trying to film as many of them as I can. So if you guys are on the YouTube and you're at work and you're just streaming it or something, you can do it there. But as this has grown over the last 2 years, between all the platforms and our email list and everything, we're over 1 million people distribution-wise. And so we're getting hundreds of messages a day, literally. And again, I apologize if I haven't got back to some of you guys. I'm working through them. But I do reply to them all myself individually. So when I'm sending you direct messages from Instagram, it's not Jacob, it's not Wags, it's not Monica, it's not Travis. It's actually me doing it. So bear with me because there's a lot of you guys. So as this has grown, I've seen collectively way more negative shit on my own stuff. Typically Instagram now because it is the most popular. Before it was Facebook. And people hating on my shit on my own stuff. So meaning they're following me, which, you don't have to follow me. If you think I suck shit, just a newsflash, everybody. You don't have to watch my life. You don't have to listen to me talk on the podcast. You don't have to subscribe to the email list, and you don't have to do anything. You can delete me from your existence, and I don't have to be there. But they do, which is mind-blowing to me, to say the least. So these people, it's grown, and I've got more of an Instagram. So last night I posted a workout video here, like this kind of 6-step bodyweight workout. And again, when I share stuff, you guys, I'm sharing it to help you. I'm not sharing it to see myself with the fucking shirt off. I know what I look like. I know how to exercise. I don't need to see myself doing split squats. I've done them for the last 16, 17 years. I get it at this point. And I have enough videos privately in our groups. I can see them if I need it. So, we can't share everything. We can't share all the group stuff we do here. I can't share all my own personal workouts because, again, it's boring. You guys don't want to see me deadlift, twice a week. You guys don't want to see me do split squats 3 times a week. Yeah, Jeremy, we get it. It's basic. So I try to share things that are going to provide value to you guys, to inspire you, to motivate you so you can see something maybe different or chopped and cut and served in a different way that you can take and apply to your training, or a different progression or regression even that you can do with your clients or with yourself even. So that's why I'm sharing the things I'm sharing. And the comments I got was, you train like a girl, from this guy. And there was a couple other negative things after that, and so that's how I took it. He was trying to, razz me with it and make me feel, I don't know, like not masculine or not like a man or something. I don't really know. I mean, basically he was doing it to be an asshole. And I get it. And we'll call him, Troll Rick. And so Troll Rick posts this thing just to basically be a fuckface and try to make me feel shitty. And this is 100% with complete honesty and sincerity, you guys. When I read it, I took it as one of the most sincere compliments of positivity he could have left me. No, I know that was not his intent by the things he wrote after that, and because how most men think, and most men think like this: well, we're men, we're bigger, we're stronger, we're faster, we're better. Women are inferior, they suck, we're just better at them than everything in terms of sport and physicality. Which, it's not true. It's not. Now, if you want to compare sports and things, yes, obviously, there's not a Russell Westbrook in the WNBA. There's not a LeBron in the WNBA. I get that. That's a sport in a sport. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about general fitness here. And we're also, when I'm comparing that, we're comparing the elite to the elite, right? So if you're going to compare the most elite CrossFit dude, man, like Matt Frazier, to one of the most elite CrossFit women, he's going to beat her, obviously. He is bigger, he is stronger, he is faster, he has testosterone, he has hormones running through his body that women don't have. The same thing for LeBron. If you want to take LeBron versus the best women's basketball player in the world, LeBron is going to, again, he has the physicality, he's bigger, stronger, faster. Now, we're not talking about that. If you're comparing me to I train like women in terms of general fitness, I'll take that compliment all fucking day, bro. For all the, and again, I can give you a monster list of women that would come in here and smoke fucking dudes out, because women are gangster, bro. Let me say it again. Women are badass, dude. In terms of fitness, they look better by far. It's so much more fluid when they train, and it's seamless, and it's amazing to watch. Instead of a big-ass gorilla like me, jumping around doing what I'm doing, for the Nikki Metzgers of the world, for the Hannah Edens of the world, for the Alexia Clarks of the world, who we just had in here the other day, for a Candace, or for a Fosh, for Ashley Horner, dude, these women are amazing, and they have a skill set that is far different than ours, and a lot of the stuff, they beat our ass in. It's just the truth. Now, let me explain this to you. Obviously, we had Alexia in here the other day, and I use her. Shit, even my wife, for example, a lot of things, she's just better, than me at it. And what I'm driving at is this. And when Alexa's in here the other day, we had her on the podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it yet, go back and listen to the 21 question series with her. Now, Alexia's a monster on Instagram. And if we do stuff in here, if we deadlift together, am I going to beat her? Well, for sure I am. I'm 220 pounds. She's, I don't even think $120. So like I'm 100 pounds heavier than her. Obviously I can squat more, deadlift more. I can push a sled, with more load. I can beat her on the assault bike, sure. Upper body wise, I'm a man. So I have, an advantage there naturally, and I have testosterone through my body. So when we do pull-ups, and she can do pull-ups, respect. I can as well. I can probably get her on that stuff too. Now, if we went into, okay, Jeremy, who can do more pistol squats? Bro, she's going to smoke me the fuck out. Because A, she's lighter. The body needs less oxygen. She's so much more fluid. She has a mobility range of motion that's amazing. Like, I really can't compete with her on that. And the same thing for women too, especially like women, on average. Again, I would take a handful of the most gangster women I know and put them up against a bunch of fit dudes who come here, and these women are going to beat these dudes' ass all day long. And here's the thing. Any dude who makes a comment on our shit and says, you train like a woman, that's the dude I would take women over all day, because no dude would talk like that if he'd really trained. Does that make sense? Like, there's not a guy who would really talk like that if he's seen women really train. And here's the crazy thing. On average, women, more lower body dominant. So again, the more body weight stuff they do, the Metcon stuff they do, the aerobic stuff they do, on average, kick dudes' asses in here. I watch it every single week. And here's the craziest part. What women have found out in the last, 25, 30 years, guess what? They're also fucking strong. Now they know they can pick up heavy shit. And when I watch, I'll put it this way. Colleen Fox right down the street. CrossFit chick, badass. I'm watching her squat more than every dude I probably know who's not a fitness dude. Straight up. I'm watching her squat, full range of motion depth, and I'm not even talking the ollie lifts. I'm just talking front squat, back squat. She's front squatting and back squatting more than every normal dude I know. Now, not my elite fitness dudes, not the BJ Gadurs of the world, not the David Jacks, not myself, but normal dudes destroying them. And it's a woman. So if that's what I'm compared to, I'll take it all day long. If I'm compared to a Hannah Eden, a Nikki Metzger, and Alexia, or even my wife, I'll take it all day long, dude. Because if you're a dude and you're over 200 pounds, odds are the woman who's $135 and you guys are running a 5K, she's probably going to beat your ass, bro. If you're hiking up and down a mountain, she's probably going to beat your ass. If it's bodyweight Metcon stuff, she's probably going to beat your ass. And again, I'm not just talking the fit women. I'm talking average to average. Like an average dude who comes in here, who he's 45-year-old, Johnny comes in here and he's training. I have women here who are the same age who crush him. And I'm not talking just bodyweight stuff. I'm talking on the assault bike. I'm talking endurance. They're pushing sleds pound for pound. They're just better, man. So we need to step away. I guess the point of me rambling on and ranting about this is we need to step away from the idea of, as men, if we say, you train like a woman, somehow that's inferior. Somehow that's, bad. Somehow that's not amazing. Because the crazy thing is, dudes, women on average that I see here, and I'm generally speaking, now there's anomalies and there's things that stick out. Women generally on average here, what I see is, on all the lower body stuff, they are way better than dudes. At least to start, they are. Once a dude gets it and actually will put in the work, he can make up some ground. But women, they're better in terms of if it's squatting, lunging, they have better mobility, almost to a T. So their mobility is better. They're more lower body dominant. So anything that involves lunging, squatting, which is basically every hip hinging movement, they're better than dudes. And 3, their aerobic capacity is so much better. It just is. It's insane. If most dudes who come in here that we see, they weigh more, they're bigger. They have bench press, they've curled, they've done the upper body stuff. Not that they have never lifted lower body, but they've never done it to the scale that they should. And so 2, they have to really work to build up their trunk. And I mean, when I say like their trunk, their wheels or lower body legs, they have to 2, really work on their aerobic capacity because their cardio just sucks ass completely. And 3, their mobility is awful. Those are all 3 things that women who walk in the door here naturally are just better at. They just are. And so if you're on the internet and you're trying to crush me saying like, I train like a woman, I'll take it all day long, dude. Because there's women here, and again, I can give you a million examples. I got a mom here. How old is Sarah? 47, 48 years old? Like, I would take her over 98% of the dudes I know in a group metabolic workout all day. This is a mom of 2 kids and comes in here and destroys dudes. And I mean, out-rows them, out-skis them, outdoes them on the assault bike, pushes a sled further than them into like again, all these things. We got another girl, her name's Lindsay. She comes in here. Lindsay's 32, 33 years old, weighs 135 pounds. I would take her over every dude who's not a fitness dude. Straight up. Like, I would take her over every dude I know who's not a fitness dude in terms of we're going to have a contest of, like, who can bike, ski, row, do more bodyweight squats, lunges, push-ups, and even basic loading stuff all day. So my point is that we have to get away from the stigma of women are somehow way inferior to us as men in terms of fitness training specifically. Because I don't like hiking with my wife because she hikes too fast for me. It's not fun. Like, I have to really try to keep up, and it's like I just want to go for a hike and like enjoy the nature, and she's like booking her ass up Camelback, like crushing. I'm like, man, this is like one of the harder workouts. It's not fun. I don't like to go running with her because I have to actually pace pretty fast. And now I can draft next to her the whole time and maybe turn it on the end and maybe beat her, but I have to really try. Like, she's naturally just better at those things. And so my point is, you guys, men are going to be naturally better at certain things. Women are going to be naturally better at certain things. We can't just, it's not so black and white to say, men are always going to be bigger, stronger, and faster, and women are always going to be inferior, because they're not. Especially when in terms of training, because now in the game we know too much. And the crazy thing is women have found out that they're really fucking strong too. Not just aerobically, not just with mobility, not just bodyweight stuff, but man, women are freaky strong in terms of what they can pick up strength-wise. I mean, in terms of how light they are, how little they weigh, and how badass they can be in terms of picking up load and moving stuff. It really is impressive to me. And so take it for what it's worth. It's just my rant, you guys, and my own personal, what I deal with on the internet and what I see people see, and having, people live in the past of thinking they understand things. But just know, like, if you're out there and you're a woman and you hear that, you can do everything a dude can do. In all reality, you can probably do a lot of it fucking better and way better. And here's the thing, and you just look way better doing it. And not from like a attractive sexiness standpoint, which you beat us and it's not even close, but just the fluidity of it and how you do things and how you move through space. I remember when and I'll let you guys go after this. I remember BJ and I filmed like a partner series workout for these men's health clips, and it was me, BJ, Hannah, and Alexia. We're doing some of the MetaShred promo stuff, and him and I are just watching Hannah and Alexia just go through it, and we're just like, I'm like, we're fucked, dude. We're fucked. They look so much better than we do doing these things. They just look so much more fluid. It's just a different movement than how we do it, because we are bigger. We do have more mass. We do look more like just kind of these two big ass, hairy gorillas moving around. They just look so, the finesse of it, it's so seamless. It's like a poetry. It's like watching it. It's like watching this motion. Just looks amazing. And so anytime I'm compared to a woman from now on in terms of training, I'll take it all day long, because the women I have here on average are so badass and so gangster, and especially across the board. So much respect to you guys out there, dudes, women, anybody in fitness who's crushing it. So again, my ladies out there, if you're hearing that bullshit from your husband or boyfriend or something that he can do what you can do, I can promise you there's things that your husband can do that you probably can't. But I can almost rest assure you, if we went fitness across the board, there's probably more things you can do that your husband can't do, especially in terms of if it's being mobile and the aerobic capacity you guys have, and the amount of volume you're able to take in terms of training is truly impressive. So take that for what it's worth, you guys. Just my quick rant of how I do think women still aren't getting the love and respect and the due they deserve in fitness, and they should, and they're slowly getting there. But you guys are badasses. You truly are. You're fucking unicorns. I'm in envy of you and all of you, what you can do. Not only the fact that you can actually shit out a human and have a kid, which seems like the most traumatic thing to me in the fucking world, and I know I am definitely not built for that. And you do all of that on top of training too, and doing things that we can't do or that we struggle to do, and you guys do it so effortlessly and seamlessly. So you guys are a badass. You are a gangster. I will do a podcast on bulking and women who think they'll get bulky if they lift and train, and how ridiculous that concept is, but that's for a different podcast altogether. So again, if you guys are on iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Drop us a 5-star, leave a comment. I'd love to see it here. I truly appreciate it. It does help us obviously move up the rankings and lets people see it more. And if you think this podcast can help, one of your fellow, female counterparts out there, even if you're, if it's a dude, share it with your homies who are, stuck in the past and think that they're way, more badass than women. Because if you look up here on our leaderboard, and not just the men's and women's section, but overall, there's a lot of women on there doing stuff that a lot of dudes can't do. And That's true for every gym across America, around the world. It just really is. So outside of that, I have a supplement guide, you guys, that we finally put together. I know I've mentioned it before. It's just a very basic information guide. It's like a supplement pyramid. We now have it in a clickable PDF. I'm going to share the link on my Instagram story probably tomorrow. But if you guys listen to this and like, hey, Jeremy, I didn't see it on the story, could I get the link to that? I'll send it to you. It's just us walking through, what supplements we think are important. Again, I think real food is the key. You have to eat real food. Don't waste your money on supplements if you're filling your body full of shit. But I'll walk you through the ones I think are the most valuable and the ones that you would spend your money on. And typically they are all health-based. The performance-based is always secondary. So I'd never tell you guys, to buy a pre-workout before, taking like a greens product or like a probiotic, because I do think those are always going to, the health ones are always going to outweigh the performance ones every single day of the week. That's just my sense, because I think once you're truly fit inside, that's when the external stuff really starts to show up. So anything else you guys want to hear in the podcast, hit me up, let me know. Like I said, I'll do a bulking one on, for women who are listening out there who are scared to pick up heavy shit because they think it will make them bulky. Full disclaimer before, it will not. Eating cupcakes makes you bulky, not deadlifting. And I also have a sleep one coming, which you guys requested. But anything else you want to hear in the podcast, just ask. I'm happy to record it and get it out there for you guys if it helps, provide value for your life and make you better. So, and again, if you guys are out there and you're reading stuff on the internet and you're looking at it and seeing it, and you even think about making a comment that is negative or hurtful or not, constructive to help somebody anyway, just take 20 seconds and count and stop before you do that and think, hey, is this going to help this person and provide value for them and make their life better, or is this going to make them feel like shit? And am I just leashing out because I'm an asshole right now and I'm having a shitty day? So if you're in that boat, just understand, I would urge you this. Only post things and share things that are going to help somebody make their life better, or it's constructive criticism or constructive advice that if they see it in the right context is going to make life great. If there's even any gray area in there, I would say just keep on rolling, man, because the world has enough negative, hurtful bullshit in it. It doesn't need you, throwing more gas in the fire. It really doesn't. And again, for 99% of you guys are positive, amazing, and badasses, and that's what we need in the world. It's just the 1% is loud and is annoying and is stupid, and sometimes their 1% annoying voice drowns out the positivity that the rest of us are sharing out there. So until next time, you guys, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy, because your life is too short not to. And if somebody tells you train like a girl, tell them thank you, because it's one of the most highest badass compliments you can fucking get on the planet. Have a great Saturday, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.